Welcome back. I'm joined now by a panel of experts to discuss the issues of importance to me. You know my first guest through his written contributions and regular appearances on this program. Please welcome comedian and entrepreneur Matt Fisher.
Hey, it's great to be here as myself. It's kind of amazing.
It's nice having you here.
Opportunity to tell everybody about
what you got.
Celebrity wine, special selection, Fisher special selection.
Celebrity wine.
You might be interested in purchasing it. It's not available in any store. Can't be carried in stores or online. But
why can't it be carried in stores or online?
It just has this one's starting to separate a little bit. It's just it's not.
What's in it that it's separated?
Most like liquor stores is very specific, like chemically what you can sell and what you can't sell, and this falls just outside a lot of.
Is that wine? That's a red wine.
You know what? I'm not supposed to be calling it wine. It's a special selection.
My next guest is an avid cycling enthusiast and the president of the Lance Armstrong fan club, LanceArmstrongisInnocent.net. Please welcome Wade Connors. You okay? Wade?
How could this happen?
How could what?
How could this happen to Big Tex?
Big Tex?
People call him that, you know.
I didn't know that.
I do.
Okay.
You should.
I didn't.
Why don't you?
I don't follow cycling.
This is a terrible tragedy.
And finally, my last guest is an inaugural poet hopeful. Please welcome Windswept Maple Tree.
Thank you, thank you, thanks to you for being here. Here, where are we? We're here.
That's a poem?
Yes,
Oh.
thank you.
And your name is Windswept Maple Tree?
Yes, Windswept Maple Tree.
And you were born, you came out of the womb, your parents threw a name at you?
No, they gave me no name. They allowed me to find it on my own when I was 3 years old in a meadow.
You picked your name at 3 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Windswept
Yes.
Maple Tree. So presumably it was windy and you saw a tree?
Yes,
Oh.
that is exactly how I found out who I am.
Oh, dear. Okay, let's talk about Secretary of Defense Leon Panetta, who this week announced that women will now be permitted to fight in frontline positions in combat. They're going to be shooting and dying. And what's your first reaction to that, to women in combat?
I'm excited. I think that it's a great opportunity for them. You know, if you're sending off a woman who's about to go into the theater of war or welcoming one back, you got to party. You got to have a little get together. And when after the kids go to bed, there's no better way to celebrate than with the special select Fisher.
With a bottle of wine.
It's red. It's one of the least red wines there is.
You mean it's like a Pinot? Is it kind of a light grape?
Well, it's just almost into the kind of the ultraviolet. It's like violet, ultraviolet. It's like further out that end of the spectrum. And
what kind of grape is that?
That's all handled by. It's like a closed car factory. They get the robots to solder together these things. So I don't really know about.
You don't know what kind of wine they're putting.
Very expensive to me. Very cheap for you. Let's make a deal.
Okay. Wade, what do you think? Your initial reaction to women participating in a combat role?
Well, women aren't allowed to bike the Tour de France.
They're not?
I mean, not against men.
Oh. So you don't think, so your initial reaction is it's the same as the Tour de France, or it's?
The Tour de France is the most demanding event in the history of the world.
I mean, apparently it's so hard you have to take drugs to win it.
Why would you say that to me?
I'm just going by what I saw this week.
Why would you say that?
Sorry, I didn't.
Sorry.
Windswept. You're a woman, so what's your initial reaction? Now you can be given M16 and sent to the front lines. What do you think about that?
I think that, well, with women and war, there is no war, for the fighting is done, for they have fought for their right to fight on the front lines.
Was that a poem?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
That flowed nicely. That was interesting.
Thank you very much.
And you said you were inaugural hope. So you were a hopeful inaugural poet. You were
yes,
trying to...
I was on the short list.
You were? How do you know that?
Yes. Oh, I feel it. I think I was.
Oh.
I also occasionally, like 5 days a week, hostess at Wolfgang Puck's restaurant.
Oh, what, Spago?
By the airport, the one in the airport in LaGuardia.
Oh.
So D5, gate D5. Anyone going to Dallas, come see me.
All right. Women in combat, World War II. Imagine women, front lines, World War II. How do you think the war would have been different? Windswept?
Oh, war 2 times over. No more war, for we have fought. How have we fought? Menus. Wet menus? Troops can't be.
Okay, so that's a poem that incorporated also your work.
I brought the past into today. For
Wait.
I'm a woman on the front line of restaurants.
Oh, okay, that's noble. Wade, what do you think? World War II, how would it have been different?
Listen, we can talk about what ifs and how woulds and why should and who would and why who did.
Ooh,
But
that's,
why-
can I
why-
write that? Can I?
Is that a poem
That
too?
was beautiful.
Is everything a poem? Because it seems like.
I mean, what isn't poetry?
What is the
really?
definition? I mean, it seems like everything's loosely interpreted as a poem. I mean, what's on the back of your wine bottle? Is it a poem?
Just a lot of government warnings and stuff. There's a very high aluminum content in this wine, which really helps the flavor, I think. But
Isn't that bad for Alzheimer's and things like that?
yeah. If you're over the age of 50, you're not supposed to drink this. So.
Matt, World War II, Normandy, Omaha Beach, storming, all the landing vehicles, everybody's storming off, they're all ladies.
Sure. I think we would have done it very, very well. And when we took the beach, I think a great cry would have gone up. It's Fisher time. And when it's Fisher time, it's time to reach for Fisher Special Selection alcohol-bearing fluid. Please don't drink if you're allergic to shellfish.
We're going to take a quick break. More with our panel in a bit. We'll be right back. And we are back with Matt, Wade, and Windswept.
Thank you.
Let's talk about Beyonce, but not for too long. Beyonce's getting a lot of flack because she lip-synced at the inauguration, whatever. But that got me thinking, if I had been invited to the inauguration, what would I have done? Matt, if you had been invited, what would you have done at the inauguration?
I would have done the exact same thing. I would have, whatever technological means you need to get it done, you got to do. The idea that now people are jumping on her, be like, oh, it was the national anthem, or it's not real, or it's fake. People are terrible. I know I have a similar experience. People jump down my throat about this, whether or not it's wine. And it's like, just look at it. It's in a bottle, and it's like, people constantly are like, this isn't wine.
If it's, can it be sold in a wine store?
No. But I mean, millions of things can't be sold in a wine store. A rocket-propelled grenade can't be sold in a wine store, and still it's very valuable.
I mean, but this does suggest that it is a wine. It's in a wine bottle.
The
It's
only
got
sense that this isn't wine is that if you open the top, vapor may come out that tarnishes all your silverware.
Listen, just because there is a noxious chemical inside of something doesn't diminish its worth.
Okay, so you that's something you would drink.
I'll drink it right now.
No kidding.
What's the point?
All right.
Convenience.
What's the point of anything at this point?
Convenient screw top.
Windswept,
Yes.
what would you have done at the inauguration if you had been invited?
Well, since I was so close to being the inaugural poet, are you
Were you-
okay?
Were you really?
It has like a thing, like a smell.
What's in that?
What's in it? That's
What's in it is something that makes it good. What in it is something. There's something in it that gets the job done.
My nostrils are irritated.
I feel
put his
dizzy
face
and
on it.
not in a way that I like.
What would you have said at the inauguration?
Well, I had prepared my gift for the nation, and hopefully I won't spoil anything in 2016 by reading it for you now. Good God, it's pungent. Okay.
the first.
Don't open that again.
The first ingredient has been redacted on the label, so I can't really say what it is.
Oh, no.
File a freedom of information request on that thing.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
My poem? Okay. Oh, say, can you see by whose early light? Is it early? Is it late? Are we too late as a nation? Do we thrive to survive? What is Clams Casino anyway? How many ingredients go? We are the people, and everything is 15% off.
I think that's all the time we have for this week.
Oh my
Please
God.
put that away. This week's BS of A. Join us next week for an all-new episode.
God.
You can like us on Facebook, love us on Twitter, and respect us as women. I'm your host, Brian Sack, and remember,
This isn't the
please
first time
send
it's
us your social security numbers in time for this.
I'll take one pound.
Cover that thing.
Why does it
Cover it up.
do that?
Cover it up.
You can't fall asleep
can't-
for another 10 hours. You need to stay awake. You're a garbage monster.